Hello.
1 minute until showtime.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of the Computer America Show. It is Wednesday. Ben and I are going to be doing computer and technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. And in the second hour, the GizWiz is going to be joining us. Dick DeBartolo, Mad Magazine's maddest writer, as he joins us for both hours, for the second hour of the Computer America Show. It's going to be a lot of fun. So sit back, relax as we begin 2 hours of Computer America right here. Ben, you're all set for 2 hours.
I think so.
Yes, we are. Okay. And we start in 20 seconds.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting live, it's America's longest-running national radio talk show on computers, Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. Look for Craig's weekly column in your favorite newspaper. This show is being beamed nationwide at ComputerAmerica.com. Keep it here for technology news, computer products, guest interviews, and your phone calls. You're listening to Computer America.
Hello, and welcome into the Computer America Show. It's the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. Computer America is heard around the world and coast to coast. And I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, Ben.
And it's Wednesday, middle of the week, halfway through it. And we have a terrific show planned for you, as always, here on the Computer America Show. In the first hour, we're going to be doing computer and technology news that's brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. And in the second hour, the GizWiz is going to be joining us. It's the last Wednesday of each month. He joins us on a regular basis. Dick DeBartolo, Mad Magazine's maddest writer, joins us for the second hour of the program. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun with Dick. He just really is just a great guy, unusual character, and a perfect fit for this program. If you have a comment or question about anything that we're talking about on today's show, we'd love to hear from you. 347-884-8881. That's 347-884-8881. We'll get you on and get you through. You can also go to any page at ComputerAmerica.com. In the upper right-hand corner of any page, it says Submit a Question. Just click it. It's a link. It'll take you to our question submission page. You can type in anything you like. Click the Submit button, and Ben and I will see what you've typed immediately. The other thing we also ask you to do is join our live video broadcast, or live streaming broadcast. We have that available now for some time. Again, go to any page at ComputerAmerica.com, and it says on the menu bar, it says Show Lounge. Just click it. You'll be instantly teleported to our live streaming video page. You'll join the show already in progress, and you can watch the show. The nice thing about this is that on Ben's video stream, he can display websites, videos, movies, links, that type of thing, so you can see everything we're talking about, as well as hear everything. Of course, you'll be able to see Ben. You'll be able to see Dick DeBartolo. He'll be joining us in the second hour as well. Just makes for a more fun round experience that we call Computer America. Again, everything you need to know about us is at our internet home of our radio broadcast, ComputerAmerica.com. So, Ben.
Yes.
I always like to ask you before we start doing our show or new items, anything you'd like to mention about anything that's been going on here?
No. Nothing has really changed from yesterday. Just keep chugging along. As always, if anything is going to happen, please feel free to check out our website, because we will be sure to post it there first and foremost, and then we'll let all of you know about it here on the show. But right now, no.
Okay, well, all right. Well, then we got a lot of news items to talk about, so I guess why don't we just do some computer news and get started, okay? Today's computer and technology news is brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. You can visit them at slimwareutilities.com to clean, speed up, and optimize your Windows system. Please go there, check them out. Slimwareutilities.com. You'll be very happy that you did. You'll thank us for it. Slimwareutilities.com.
All right. So, there are a lot of very interesting stories today. And, a lot that I hadn't even heard about until, about 6 minutes ago. So I think the first one, though, we're going to go all the way over to the other side of the world, at least here for Computer America, and we're going to go to China first because they do some cool stuff. And here's a cool thing that might be a little dystopian for anyone out there who is a fan of movies. Well, sci-fi, dystopian, futuristic movies. China, this one from Popular Science, China debuts Anbot, the police robot. So, and again, if you're, please tune into the video portion of the show because we have videos and pictures, and of course the articles themselves, available for your viewing pleasure. So yeah, this first story going on about on April 21st, the 12th, the 12th Chongqing High Tech Fair, the National Defense University, a hotbed for Chinese military innovations, debuted the world's first armed, albeit a little less lethal, police robot.
We call it the Chongqing Tech Fair. It's like the food, the Chongqing. Oh, it's spelled differently. Okay,
right.
Sounds
Yeah, sounds the same. So the Ministry of Public Security was very excited about Anbot, and they even and the People's Daily even calls it, quote, Anbot is able to patrol autonomously and protect against violence and unrest.
Ooh.
So against unrest.
All right.
So riot preventing robots. Neat. So at about 1.5 meters tall, or about 5 feet, 78 kilograms, Anbot looks like a cross between R2-D2 and a Dalek. So
Yeah, he
I think
does.
a lot of yes. So I think a lot of our listeners are going to know what that looks like.
My first thought was it looks like a modernized version of the Daleks. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So, and it has a touchscreen on top. It had enough battery power for 8 hours of operation, so it can pull a shift. Autonomous navigation and intelligent video analysis, and can reach speeds up to 18 kilometers per hour. 18 kilometers, I think, is close to 12 miles an hour.
It's faster than someone can run. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah, definitely faster than someone can run. Probably not outrun a car, but definitely faster than someone can run. It would chase down fleeing criminals or respond to emergencies. The Anbot can also rush over to the scene of a bystander cries for help, and it can even recharge itself without human intervention. So the NDU promises that in addition to standard police patrolling, the Anbot can undertake riot control by remotely firing its electroshock weapons. So, remotely firing its electroshock weapons, obviously it's talking about some kind of stun gun or taser, although I think stun gun is like the general term and taser is a brand name. But it will disarm someone by shooting, those two little metal probes and shocking you into submission. So yeah, that's what they mean by armed robot. So while police and prison robot prototypes have been with us for quite a while, Anbot has several features to take robotic law enforcement up a notch. They're saying that bystanders and civilians can use Anbot to call for help through an SOS button on the touchscreen. The NDU also has programmed Anbot to use audio and visual sensors to recognize and record illegal activities, identify fugitives, and autonomously decide where to patrol. So obviously there's some kind of cameras in this thing that will have facial recognition. So if they know that a suspect is on the loose, somewhere near the vicinity of this thing, it will probably actively scan, the people around it. So
it reminds me of a large egg. It looks like a large egg.
Oh yeah, no, big. Not the most unfriendly looking police robot. So yeah, So while built as the first intelligent security robot, Anbot will not be a replacement for human police anytime soon. It obviously cannot walk upstairs, and humans obviously can. They also say that Anbot's limitations also include human social and emotional intelligence, apprehending suspects. So it can tase them, but it can't kind of hold them down. Like it's not going to fall over on them. So and like all robotic platforms, vulnerability to cyber intrusion. So, however, with its need for minimal human supervision, autonomous response, and ability to find persons of interest and collect audiovisual information, and its electrical weaponry, Anbot will be a potential force multiplier for interested police departments. So, yeah, in certain districts in China, it appears they are trying to market the autonomous, essentially beefed up Roomba with a taser to help officers patrol areas.
A beefed up rumor. So does that imply that it also can vacuum the floor where it's going to?
I don't think it can clean, but it's quite autonomous, and Roombas are quite autonomous as well.
It has a lot of storage in the midsection for cigarette butts and things that you could pick up.
No. I'm sure there's lots of batteries in that thing. I mean, 8 hours is good, but obviously it's doing a lot in the meantime. Like it's lots of active cameras, lots of active sensors, and I think it's pretty cool that they could set these things patrolling late at night. Where obviously you won't have as many officers to track as much area because it's nighttime and it's kind of hard to be everywhere at once.
Mm-hmm.
So in popular pedestrian places where, let's say, muggings or anything like that happens, this nice friendly robot walking up and down the sidewalk, and you're able to run up to it and hit the big red button for help. That alone is a pretty cool feature.
Assuming that the big red button is in English. If it's in Chinese, someone who you might not be able to read.
Well, it's going to be in China, so it would make complete sense it's in Chinese.
Yeah, exactly. I guess if they take it to other parts of the world, they may have to have different.
I hear translation's a pretty big deal when you export technology.
Exactly. It's interesting that the Nightscope it's built in China because the characters on it are K5 are not Chinese characters; they're actually Arabic characters. So I'm wondering if it's a U.S. company.
What do you mean?
Well, if you look at the K5, you look at the picture right there, you'll see it says K5 on it. It's not in Chinese. Those are Arabic numerals and letters. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably source the technology from all over the world. I mean, no technology built nowadays is sourced from just one country. Like that's the beauty of the supply chain. And I'm sure, the casing, the camera, the batteries, something had to come from outside of China.
Mm-hmm.
So,
right. Well, it looks really interesting, and makes an interesting story. We continue on with doing computer technology news. Again, brought to you by Slimware Utilities. This one is from Engadget. We did this story a few months ago. Basically, a parent's child went onto Amazon and they bought a game, and they started doing a lot of the in-app purchases, and it came to a really scary number, in the thousands of dollars, and the parents said, oh, it's not our responsibility, it's Amazon's responsibility. And Amazon,
it is not the first time we've heard that story.
Yeah. Right. And then Amazon said, no, the child. Anyway, basically, it finally came down. Amazon, according to the courts, is liable for in-app purchases made by children. And, of course, the subtitle is Amazon must be candy crushed over this decision. A federal judge today ruled that Amazon did not sufficiently warn people of the possibility of in-app purchases in free apps. So they get to take the free app. Oh, it's completely free, and then they don't realize, well, but you have to really play the game. All kinds of costly purchases that you need to make to play the game well. But evidently, they didn't. The federal judge said that the Amazon did not sufficiently warn people of that possibility, making Amazon liable for unwanted charges incurred by children. Now, the FTC filed the case in 2014 and argued that Amazon didn't provide adequate safeguards against unauthorized purchases in apps marked as free, right, leading to millions of dollars in unwanted charges. This is according to the FTC. Amazon argued that it was quick to respond to complaints and provided refunds when it was prudent. Well, evidently, the FTC chairwoman quoted saying, "We are pleased the federal judge found Amazon liable for unfairly billing consumers for unauthorized in-app purchases by children." I guess according to Edith Ramirez, who was the FTC chairwoman. "We look forward to making a case for full refunds to consumers as a result of Amazon's actions," unquote. The FTC and Amazon will present more information to the court before it decides how much money the company owes to its customers. The FTC previously reached settlements with Apple and Google over similar charges, eventually resulting in refunds to customers totaling more than $50 million. So this is going to be a pricey tag for Amazon, but a lesson well learned. And it's nice to know that in the future, Amazon will obviously now post safeguards, warning that yes, this is a free app, but warning, you can make in-app purchases through the app. You have to be at least 18 years or older in order to make those purchases.
Right. They got in all this legal trouble not because of the freemium model that is so popular and that we've seen in so many video games. They got in trouble because the app itself was marked as free and did not mention that they were in-app purchases.
Yeah.
So I guess the parents' defense was, well, it said it was free, no in-app purchases. We felt completely safe to let our child, download the game and give it to our child and let her, kind of explore the entire game.
Mm-hmm.
And then partway through, if it's like any other game, it's going to be like, hey, you already played 5 times, pay $5 and you'll get 5 more plays, and to a kid, they don't care, they're going to keep hitting that button so they can keep playing that game. Yeah. They really don't care about, the finances behind it.
No, they don't.
So
as is typical. I mean, children just don't understand usually at that age the value of $1. And
oh man, it's crazy. There was a game that got in a lot of trouble on iOS. It was the Smurfs mobile game, and kids were trying to buy Smurf berries, and you get like 10 Smurf berries an hour or whatever it was, or you could pay $15 and get 10,000 Smurf berries, and it's like, well, that's a no-brainer. And and then like we did the news story about the kid that bought $10,000 worth of Smurf berries.
Oh my gosh!
These games are designed to get kids to make these microtransactions.
Not so micro.
Yeah, it's almost predatory. So, Amazon obviously going to be more careful with their apps in the future. But good on the courts for, kind of seeing that at the end of the day, it's not really the kids' fault. Like, these games are designed to get kids to do that.
Yeah. And now they kind of have to undesign them or at least warn parents that this game has.
Oh, I'm sure the game company that, was able to pull a couple $1,000s out of a kid is extremely happy with how their game performed.
Yeah. But
Amazon, not so much. They're probably really mad.
Yeah. Well, Amazon's going to have to refund it, and I assume, I don't know if Amazon's going to get...
they probably took the app down long ago.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Interesting development. Okay.
Interesting. So, how about this next one? Dyson. You know them.
Yes, I do. I love Dyson. They make some of the coolest products, consumer products, and usually with some really radical design. The last thing that I saw them design, I know we're kind of leading up to it, but was a room fan that had no fan blades. It's just like like an O, like a large O, and air would just come blasting out of this, and you're going, how the heck is it doing that? There are no fan blades.
The bladeless fan.
Yeah, the bladeless fan. Well, evidently they've taken that to the next step, haven't they?
Yeah, now they're doing a hairdryer. Of all things. So, again, for those of you who don't know, by the way, this is from Ars Technica. And yeah, British technology company Dyson, best known for its futuristic vacuum cleaners and hand dryers. Yeah, they also make the air blade, the ones that you stick your hand in and they're supposed to dry your hands really quickly.
Yeah, in public restrooms you'll find those.
Right. Yeah. So they make those as well. But they've turned its attention to the humble hair dryer. And of course, if you've ever bought Dyson, you know they don't come cheap.
Not only that.
So the device will cost about £300 or about $400. And when it goes on sale in the UK, and of course, when it comes to America in September, the price tag is around twice as much as hair dryers used in high-end salons. So it's already more like twice as much expensive as the expensive brand. So yeah, Dyson claimed to have invested 50 million pounds and 4 years of research into the development of the new technology, making it quieter and less damaging to hair. The resulting device has a motor that the company said was 8 times faster and a lot smaller than one used in the most popular hairdryer sold in Japan, and who they said about 96% of the population owns. So, yeah, unsurprisingly, Dyson's hairdryer will go on sale in Japan first.
Yeah.
So, unlike most conventional hairdryers, the motor in the Dyson model is situated in the handle, a design choice intended to lower the noise and give it better balance. The motor has 13 blades instead of the usual 11, and is surrounded by acoustic silencers, which, as Dyson claimed, has allowed its engineers to push a particular tone emitted by the motor beyond audible range for humans. I mean, that's a lot of work, and 2 extra blades and putting the motor in the handle. I'm just trying to figure out where the 50 million pounds come from.
Well, first of all, anybody who's used a hairdryer knows they make a god awful lot of noise.
Oh yeah, and of course you have to put them right next to your ear.
Yeah, exactly. This is supposed to be silent, which is amazing. And not only is it silent, it's going to have this blast of hot air coming out of it through. It looks like a cylindrical donut. In other words, there's no center in it. You can see clear through it. Yet this blast of air is going to be coming through it. That's really, really cool technology.
Yep. And they also said that the temperature control. The dryer is equipped with a glass bead thermistor.
Yeah.
Which measures the heat 20 times a second. So yeah, and the data is fed to a chip that controls the flow and prevents the user's hair from overheating. So I guess traditional hair dryers, they have a heating coil in them, and they just heat constantly.
Yeah.
They really don't say, okay, get up to 100 degrees and stop there. They just keep heating and heating and heating. And I guess as you use your hair dryer for longer and longer, it's gonna just kind of get hotter and hotter, which of course bad for your hair. This is going to measure it 20 times a second to make sure that the temperature stays at a constant temperature. So Dyson also promised that the dryer is highly adjustable with 4 heat settings, 3 airflow settings, and a cold shot. In addition to the dryer itself, Dyson has developed 3 magnetic attachments that remain cool to the touch because the hot air that goes through them is contained in a sandwich of cold air. So obviously an air gap in there.
Yeah.
So yeah, the new dryer again costs about twice as much, as we said, about $400 when it makes it to the US. But Dyson says, nevertheless, it intends to target the device to not only professional but the consumer market.
Yeah.
But if you know anything about Dyson, I mean, Dyson, we have a vacuum cleaner by them.
Yeah, we do.
It's a standing vacuum cleaner,
and
goodness.
Yeah, we have 2 Dysons, and they're very expensive, but they really do a great job. There have been a lot of competing companies coming out, Shark, and that are more consumer oriented, but none of them approach the quality of the Dyson products. But it's like the Mercedes of vacuum cleaners and hair dryers and fans. You're going to spend more money, but they're going to do a terrific job.
It's like if you can afford it without hurting too much, you're gonna love it. But that price tag for a lot of people is just not there.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be very costly.
But if you can get it, you'll like it.
Yeah, well, I have to say, I mean, you can find Dysons now in Walmarts and and the traditional.
Yeah, but they're still the most expensive one on the shelves.
Yeah, they are. They are. By comparison, they are still the most expensive. There's no doubt about it. No getting around it. but I guess they have to recoup their money somehow. So there you go.
Well, Dyson's never been about compromising,
No.
the integrity of the product to
No.
get the price down.
No, that's very true. All right. This next story comes from a publication called The Express. I'm not familiar with it before. It's the first time I'm actually seeing it. But, their story here is that YouTube, and you're not going to be happy with it, is about to get more advertising. Yeah. And what's even worse is they cannot be skipped. You can't skip them. No, that's going to be really bad.
I was just thinking, I don't get advertised to enough. I am experiencing a real, a real drought in advertising.
Well, according to this story, YouTube has unveiled plans to bring unstoppable advertising to viewers watching their favorite videos on a smartphone. Now, this brand new feature coming to video sharing service YouTube, and viewers will not best be pleased by it. In other words, the viewers will not be pleased about this feature. The Google-owned video site has just announced it will be introducing the 6-second advertised dubbed bumper ads before videos can be viewed. Now, these new bumper videos will appear on smartphones only. Okay, so they won't be on your PC, but they're going to be on your smartphone, but they cannot be skipped. Speaking about the adverts, YouTube's Zach Lupai said, "We like to think of bumper ads as little haikus of video ads." Little haikus, yeah, exactly right. And we're excited to see what the creative community will do with them. Yeah, okay. That's lovely. He's comparing these advertisements to the little haiku, those little poems, that are like 6 or 7 words or lines.
575 or 757 syllables.
Yes, exactly. Well, evidently Atlantic Records was an early tester of this new format, using bumpers to launch English band Rudimental's second album, and basically they have a little video that you can watch and see it for yourself. YouTube has justified the short ads by saying that recent research has shown that half of the 18 to 49-year-olds turn to their mobile devices first to watch video. Even in the living room, many people prefer to watch on their smartphones. Go figure that. It's also worth noting that YouTube's new bumper adverts don't replace its other ads, which will still appear on mobile and desktop platforms. YouTube isn't the only one testing new ways to advertise. Facebook's hugely popular Messenger app could also be set to include advertisements, with the social network thought to be planning to introduce them to its messaging platform. So, basically that's it at this point. It's nice to know that if you were using things like Ad Blocker Plus, that still eliminates, and you're watching YouTube videos, you won't see them. You won't even know they're there, which is really slick. But I don't know how much longer you're going to be able to get away with that technology, because it's a constant battle. I am assuming that Ad Blocker Plus kind of reverse engineers everything. This is how they can get in there and undo it. So you don't get to see those advertisements. And I do have to say, since using the Ad Blocker Plus, it really does make watching YouTube a lot easier on the eyes. Anyway, these little mini ones that we're talking about on these bumper ads, they're only going to be on your smartphone, at least at this time. So now there is that website. What was it called that for your mobile? It's a browser for your mobile device that blocks ads. I cannot remember what it was called, but we did the story on them. I wonder if they're going to be able to eliminate the bumper ads.
AdBlock Plus?
No, it has a browser for your smartphone, and it was strictly designed to block ads.
Oh.
and it was, but it's available. See, AdBlock Plus doesn't have anything for your smartphone. It's only for PC platform, Mac,
Right.
Windows, that type of. This other one was a web browser that was designed for smartphones, specifically designed to block advertisements. I'm sure there must be on top of it. They probably know about this, and I'm sure they're working on it.
But I'm just like if they replace the 6-second ads, like if they replace all of the 30-second unskippable ads, because when I'm watching videos on my smartphone, at least personally, I know that the video I'm watching may be 45 seconds long, and it's making me sit through a 30-second commercial just to see it. So I'd take a 6-second ad any day over a 30-second non-skippable ad.
Yeah. I take it back. Evidently, AdBlock Plus does have a browser for mobile devices.
There you go.
Yeah, so they do.
There's an app for that.
There is an app for that. Okay. So the battle is on, and we'll see who's going to win. We got another more computer technology news coming up with another news tips bulletin review. Marty Winston, and also, as I said, in the second hour, Dick DeBartolo, the GizWiz, will be joining us. We're going to pause just for a few moments, and we'll be right back.
Sometimes disaster strikes. Data can be lost due to many different reasons: accidental reformatting, power spikes, virus attacks. Zero Assumption Recovery provides a suite of highly effective and thorough data recovery software for Windows operating systems. ZA is suitable for home users and small businesses who need a powerful data recovery solution for Windows and Linux file systems.
Go to z-a-recovery.com.
Sometimes disaster strikes. Data can be lost due to many different reasons: accidental reformatting, power spikes, virus attacks. Zero Assumption Recovery provides a suite of highly effective and thorough data recovery software for Windows operating systems. ZA is suitable for home users and small businesses who need a powerful data recovery solution for Windows and Linux file systems.
Go to z-a-recovery.com.
And so the T-Rex evolved into the T-Rump.
I'm Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America. This time, the Emerson Sensi Wi-Fi connected thermostat with some good things to recommend it. If your wiring doesn't have a C or common wire, many times that happens if there are batteries in the thermostat, that's okay. This one doesn't need it. It also has a unique passcode that comes in the box that you use in Wi-Fi setup and, again, to use its app. So its security is better than most. It lets us set the heating and cooling offsets in the fan mode. It even offers to adjust its temperature reading to match the old thermostat or independent thermometers. Ours agreed with 2 precision digital thermometers. You can set schedules for more relaxed offsets if that's appropriate. So bottom line, the Emerson Sensi Wi-Fi thermostat turns out to be a lot cooler than others we've tested, and now saves us the trouble of manually switching between heating and cooling modes. Marty Winston, News Tips Bulletin for Computer America.
Welcome back to the Computer America Show. 347-884-8881. 347-884-8881 will get you on and get you through. And I know that you know, Ben, that long before Vistaprint asked us to tell everyone about them, I've been using, and your mom and I have been using Vistaprint actually for years, making business cards for our company, having the Computer America logo placed on the polo shirts that you wore when you went out to the Consumer Electronics Show this past January. We even print out business cards with our personal information with our home address and phone number. Those turned out to be extremely useful. In fact, Vistaprint offers tons of custom products for home and office needs, and Vistaprint absolutely guarantees you'll love your products every time, or they'll make it right. In fact, they'll give you 500 business cards for just $9.99, only if you enter my promo code Craig at checkout. Craig, C-R-A-I-G. Just go to their website at vistaprint.com and you'll see how easy it is to design your own stuff using their web-based custom design service. Remember to use my promo code Craig to save up to 50% over the regular pricing. Don't wait. Go to vistaprint.com and order today.
Well said. So we are doing computer technology news brought to you by Slimmer Utilities again. And yeah, we are, just finished. I'm sorry, we just finished up a story about how if you are going to be viewing YouTube on a smartphone, be prepared for 6-second unskippable ads, which personally, I don't think is too bad. 6 seconds isn't too long, and YouTube's going to try it. So that's, personally, I think that's a very smart move. All right, so let's move on to this next one, and let's talk about something futuristic or something in the here and now. How about in the here and now?
Okay.
Well, and a little bit about the future. Intel, you know them.
Yes.
They are in the news because they want to change the way technology is shaped, kind of like what Apple's doing. So, Intel calls for the end of the headphone jack with with a USB-C replacement.
Very nice.
Right.
Good.
So the USB-C may not only lead to a revolution in PC design, but it may also change your smartphones and tablets forever. So Apple, of course, isn't the only company looking to remove the last vestiges of the analog world from our smartphones and tablets. Intel apparently wants in on the action too. The chipmaker recently talked about replacing the 3.5mm headphone jack with a USB-C connector.
Okay.
Smart.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right. So Intel discussed the issue about 2 weeks ago during its developer conference in China. The idea makes a lot of sense, at least on paper. USB-C is designed to be a multifunction port that can transfer data and power at high speeds. And of course, dumping the analog jack from mobile devices would allow for sleeker designs with a single port for charging, headphones, and data transfer. It's similar to the concept Apple and other PC makers are adopting for ultra slim laptops featuring a single port. Because I think, as a lot of you know, if you look at newer Ultrabooks, they don't have a power cord. They don't have, an Ethernet cable. An Ethernet jack. They don't have a headphone jack. They just have like 2, if you're lucky, USB-C connectors.
Yes, that's true.
It's all built into one cable.
Yep.
So, and this article again from TechHive, they're saying that the impact on the consumer beyond slimmed down devices, the USB-C for headphones would allow for more smart features to come to your earbuds. Right now, headphones are more or less maxed out with microphones, sound, and some basic audio controls, as in volume up, volume down, and mute. USB-C headphones could add features such as thermal sensors that send data to fitness app, and as others have pointed out, headphones could also accept software upgrades thanks to digital connection, and components like high-end digital to analog converters could also be built into peripherals. So essentially allowing your headphones or your earbuds or whatever you're using to essentially send data back to your phone in some manner.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that's as far as we're gonna go with this story. But if Intel's talking about it and if Apple's talking about it, then you can be sure that a lot of people in the hardware space are looking into the USB-C and just what it could mean for all these different devices. So you could be one of those people. It's like, oh, I just bought this new pair of headphones and it's a 3.5mm and it's out of date already. Don't be one of those that gets the brand new thing and it's already out of date, within the year.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a good move, and I think it's indicative of the industry. I think we're getting away from these last few vestiges of old technology and abandoning. I mean, we got away from the parallel and the serial ports, if you remember that, and the SCSI interfaces, the small computer system interface.
I don't remember that because that was years before I was born.
Yeah, and then we had FireWire and which was faster, and then we had, of course, USB 2.0. Now it looks like now Apple, of course, has the Lightning connectors and Thunderbolt 2, and we're seeing a merging or consolidation of these technologies. Hopefully, eventually, the industry, and you need companies like Apple and Intel that have the muscle to do it, to finally say this is going to be the next interface standard for all things power, for data, for whatever interfaces, peripheral interfaces.
You definitely need those big players to say, here's our standard, and it needs to be one standard.
Right.
And of course, if the peripheral makers, if the headphone makers, if the mouse makers, if the whatever makers, if they want to play, or if they want to be used by all of their customers, then they have to use that standard.
There is
and then if there are more and more devices, then of course other manufacturers are going to go the same way because they want to utilize the same technology. So
there's still some shaking out that has to be done, though. I mean, the USB-C is one, but there's still some competitors from the same companies. Like Intel has the Thunderbolt 2 and Thunderbolt 3. I mean, Apple still has their Lightning connector. But we're beginning to see emerge, because it's the big companies, and I think eventually in the next few years we'll see it all come down to one connector.
Well, I think in the consumer space, there's definitely a demand for consolidation, and consolidation, standardization, and just everything being kind of one, so that no matter what piece of technology you pick up, you plug it into the one hole in your device and it works. Like, there is definitely a demand for that. But as for things like Thunderbolt, they still have applications outside of the consumer space. So I feel like they're going to keep like in data farms, or giant server rooms where they need to transfer a lot of data very, very quickly. They're still going to have an application for niche applications. But as far as the consumer space, I think most people just want one standard so they don't get confused and they end up with that huge box of wires.
Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, Ben and I are doing computer and technology news, again brought to you by Slimware Utilities. And the next story from CNET, Minecraft, of course, owned by Microsoft.
A game that just won't die.
It won't. Evidently, Minecraft now arrives on Samsung's Gear virtual reality, Gear VR. This is the first time Microsoft's mega hit sandbox game has been available for play in virtual reality. Okay. This again, according to Michelle Myers from CNET. She says, you already lose yourself in Minecraft, playing for hours on end. Well, the news today takes immersion in the hit open-ended game to a whole new level. And if you're watching the video, Ben is actually demonstrating some of this right now. You can actually watch it on our live video stream. Mojang, the Microsoft-owned developer of the game, today released a version of Minecraft for the Samsung Gear VR headset. It's now available to download at the Oculus Store for $6.99. $6.99. This is the first time Minecraft has been available for virtual reality headsets. Another version of Minecraft for the actual Oculus Rift headset is under development, but still hasn't been released. So Oculus is running a little behind the Samsung Gear VR. Wonder why that happened. Well, now, again, this is a quote, says, now you can build, explore, battle mobs, and all your other favorite Minecraft activities with the power of mobile virtual reality. This was Oculus said in the blog announcing the release. So there it is. Again, Minecraft is here now for Samsung's Gear VR. And if you're a Minecraft fan, you're going to be really happy about this. Thought we would let you know.
Right, yeah, and for anyone who was watching the video portion of the show right there, you can see that there were two different ways to play Minecraft within the Samsung Gear VR. The first one being as if you were sitting on a couch in a stylized Minecraft kind of room. So, it would be like you're sitting on a couch looking at a screen and playing Minecraft through that, just like, as if you didn't have your headset on. But there was also a second way where you are your character and you kind of put yourself in the Minecraft world. So I guess if one gets too kind of too troublesome to control, then you can kind of zoom out and play it like you would normally with the VR headset. But if you want to get that true VR experience, then that is also there as well. So that was pretty cool.
It is very cool. So the second one is more like from a first-person perspective.
It's either third or first person. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And they give you the choice of doing either.
Right.
Very
So,
cool.
how about we move on to Nintendo?
Okay.
They are, they're a big company, and if you've listened to any of our gamer shows, you know that we have a lot of respect for them. They are a very, very, very popular company that has not been doing well lately, but when it comes to characters that you actually care about, there aren't many companies better than Nintendo at making you care about franchises. Because, you say the word Mario, or you say the word Pokemon, or you say the word, Kirby, you say the word any of these franchise, Zelda, that they own, people immediately think of their favorite game relating to that character. Nintendo's very good about characters. And just a couple months ago, they finally released their first mobile game from Nintendo, and it was its own IP and all that kind of stuff. So it was from the Nintendo company, and it was a lot of fun. Did very, very well, and it did so well that Nintendo announced today through Twitter, at least Nintendo of America, saying that apps are coming to smart devices, including Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing, two very, very popular. And Animal Crossing, couple years, 5-6 years. Fire Emblem been around for a long time. So yeah, this is the new move. Obviously this is not Super Mario for the iPhone or the Android, and this is not Zelda for iOS or Android, but this is definitely a shift towards that direction as they take existing IPs that have only been in console form, and they send them over to smart devices.
Cool.
This is the first. So, and it probably has something to do with this first sentence. This is, by the way, coming from Popular Science, saying that Nintendo's earnings are down 60%. 60%.
Wow.
Yeah. The new Zelda game is being pushed until 2017, and still only have a vague announcement about the Nintendo NX. NX being, of course, the next console from Nintendo. But a small glimmer of hope can be found in Nintendo's new mobile strategy that includes the realization that people play games on smartphones. Shocking. So in the tweet, Nintendo announced that it will be bringing Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing to smartphones, and besides the bizarre alternative reality of the Miimoto app, the Japanese company has neglected mobile gaming, as we were talking about earlier, and makes more money than traditional PCs which now makes more money than traditional PC or console games.
No, the Miimoto app, that's not the Pokemon app that I'm thinking about. No. What is the Miimoto?
No. Miimoto was their first mobile app that they released. It was kind of their own kind of thing, and it shared similarities with the Wiimos, or what do they call them? Like these little characters that you get with your Nintendo Wii, and kind of take care of them, and kind of play games with them and things like that. And it was a standalone app away, like kind of related, but standalone from that, and it was the first foray into it.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, good things. Fire Emblem, personally was always a fun game, and again, it's been around for a long time. So Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing today, Pokemon, Zelda, Mario, all those other great Nintendo franchises tomorrow.
Okay.
One step closer.
Yeah. And the related story, did you want to do that from Tech Hive, that Nintendo's mysterious NX gaming platform is going to be launched in March of 2017? Or did you?
We can do that one.
Okay.
We can do that one.
Let's do that
So
one.
let's see. That one was. Let's see. Here we go.
Tech
Yep,
Hive.
I got it right here. All right. So, as Craig mentioned, the Nintendo mysterious NX, next generation. I don't know why the X is in there, but NX gaming platform to be launched in March 2017. This is why the new Zelda game is getting pushed back. So Nintendo's new gaming platform, codename NX, will be launched worldwide in March next year. So March, yeah, about a year to go, folks. Unfortunate that they missed the holiday season, but You gotta do what you gotta do. And they have a quote here from the gaming console company saying that for our dedicated video game platform, Nintendo is currently developing a gaming platform codenamed NX with a brand new concept. And the gaming console has been rumored to have a mobile unit which can work together or separately from a home unit, just like kind of the Wii U.
Okay.
Where it has the tablet and the console itself, and the two can kind of play together or be independent. So it was earlier expected that the NX would debut this year at E3, but no such luck. So Nintendo is placing big bets on the NX. The company continues to offer games for smartphone devices, a strategy that it has started executing on. There we go. But its core business focus has always been software-led software integration business. So they make really, really good software. They make really, really compelling games. But it's always, if you want to play our games, go out and buy our Nintendo DS. Go out and buy our console. Go out and buy something that you can play Nintendo on. And they're starting to shift away from that, saying, play our games. You don't necessarily have to go out and purchase our hardware. So, the company said last year that its new games for smartphones, built in partnership with Japanese gaming company Dina, would help boost sales of its consoles as users become familiar with the charms of video games. Smartphone gamers would look for more premium experience and turn to dedicated console. That's what the old Nintendo president said when he was still in office.
Right.
So, to wrap up the story, on Wednesday, Nintendo said it would continuously release new apps for smart device business. It named Fire Emblem and Animal Crossing as the two new apps in the pipeline, as we just said. For the fiscal year ended March 31st, the company sold 6.8 million units of the portable Nintendo 3DS hardware, with over 48.5 million units of 3DS software. So, pretty big numbers.
Yeah.
Global sales of the Wii U hardware were about 3.26 million, with 27.4 software units. So, again, down 60%, but those numbers are still very, very formidable.
Yes, they are. Yeah. Well, obviously they have some new things in the wings, and that's certainly the lifeblood of a company to always have new products scheduled. It'll be nice to see it during the holidays, but as you said, it's not going to make it until March of next year. A couple of quick things here. Dick DeBartolo, I'm sure is standing by, will be joining us in the next hour of the show. From Popular Science, starting today, iPhone users can join the Apple iPhone upgrade program even if they're buying online. See, until now, the program was only offered as part of an in-store purchase. The iPhone upgrade program allows you to essentially lease a phone from Apple by paying a fee each month. And after a year, you're eligible to upgrade from your current model to whatever is the most appropriate new product. Kind of cool. Online membership is not available to everyone on every carrier yet. Eligible AT&T, Sprint, and Verizon customers can start today online, but T-Mobile customers still need to visit a store for now. So just a little update that you'll be able to do more of what you want to do online. Apple is becoming a major player, not only in the selling of the phones, but in the service too, the phone service. But now, anyway, right now you can the iPhone.
It never really made sense why they would offer two different experiences for online shoppers and physical store shoppers. I mean, yeah, maybe there's some incentive to get you in a physical location, but I mean, it's Apple. Like, after you buy your phone, most people never really return to the Apple store.
Yeah, unless they need to repair it or something.
Right.
Exactly. I'm still highly jazzed about the iPhone 7. Can't wait to see what it is. We got a little ways to go yet, but
we don't know. We don't really know anything about it yet.
No. We just hope.
Just rumors.
Just rumors.
Speaking of rumors, here's one from Pizza Hut.
Yeah, Pizza Hut.
Pretty good pizza. So, They rank in my top 3 chain pizza franchises.
What are your top 3?
The only 3 I see advertised on. Oh, well, no, wait, 4 because Little Caesars is still up there.
Yes.
But yeah, Little Caesars, Pizza Hut, Domino's, Papa John's.
Yeah.
That's about all I know. But yeah, so this one is from Tech Hive, and Pizza Hut turns to algorithms and GPS tracking to increase sales. Weird. So this is from Tech Hive and saying that in lieu of making better food, the chain restaurant industry continues to embrace technology as the solution to its problems, with the latest example being Pizza Hut, which is drawing comparisons to Uber as it updates its pizza delivery mechanism. So yeah, according to Nation's Restaurant News, Pizza Hut will now tell customers what time to expect their pizza even before they place an order. So just like Uber, if anyone out there who has ordered an Uber, you open up the app and it shows you where all the delivery where all the Uber drivers are in your local area. So if you do want to order an Uber, you can see that, you know, the one that is 7 minutes away is going to be here, of course, in 7 minutes. Yeah, so Pizza Hut will now tell customers what time to expect their pizza using algorithms that factor in the volume of orders and the location and the availability of drivers. The company says that its visible promise time is a first for pizza chains. Pizza Hut is also testing GPS location tracking for its delivery drivers, so customers can find out exactly how close their pizza is, presumably through the Pizza Hut app or website. Right. So you know, it's just another weird feature, because how many times have you been sitting there wondering, where the heck is my pizza? Where's that driver? He's supposed to be here by now. And I guess Pizza Hut is sick and tired of all those calls, and they're hoping that by increasing transparency, you'll be more likely to choose them to say, you know, hey, bring me a pizza. And when they do, you'll be able to track them from the making of the pizza all the way to the driver walking up to your doorstep through your smartphone.
I mean, I just saw that Domino's ad that they actually have a car now that has the oven in the car, and the little window on the side of the car opens up, and you can see the red glow of the oven from the car.
Right.
It's just.
I think that was just a promotional thing, though. I don't think they have too many of those in their fleet.
Yeah, probably not, but still.
Right. But so cool. But yeah, I do like what the article is saying, though, that pizza companies, instead of, and you know, it may sound a little weird, and I guess the quality of pizza should always take priority, but they're making a good point that from a marketing standpoint, pizza chains really aren't, you know, kind of saying, we have the best pizza, we have the best ingredients, we have, you know, the tastiest whatevers. Instead, they're going with, look how high tech we are. Look, you can track your pizza, you can order it with one, you know, emoji, you can do this, you can do that. Like they're trying to make it easier and simpler, and I guess from a marketing standpoint, that is taking priority over, we use, you know, fresh ingredients, and we use, you know, and we have a better pizza.
Yeah.
So
technology affects it. I mean, I still
interesting how technology is a bigger selling point to food than taste of the food is.
Yeah. Although it was at the one of the pizzas advertisers they have 3 feet of cheese. They do it by the foot now.
3 Little Caesars.
Little Caesar, they have 3 feet of cheese now in their pizza. Yeah. But interesting.
I don't think it's too amazing. I mean, you know, go to your store, pick up some of those string cheese, and get, I don't know, they're about 6 inches each, so just get, you know, 6 of those, and that's 3 feet of cheese.
3 feet of cheese, exactly.
How is that amazing?
But they put it in the crust. It's in the crust, not on top. See?
So I'm just saying, length of cheese does not give me anything to go off. Quality of cheese, taste of cheese. It's just, look how long our cheese is. I have never heard that from any. You're right. That is new, because I don't think anyone has ever thought, well, boss, what if we tell people we have the longest cheese? And he's like, Simmons, you get a promotion. That is brilliant. Longest cheese in the industry. Perfect. Market it. Market it. Market it.
Market it.
I don't see the appeal.
Well, Somebody does because
Seems cheesy.
yeah, they are selling a lot of pizzas. Hey, coming up in the next hour, Dick DeBartolo is going to be joining us here, Mad Magazine's maddest writer. He's got some of the really fun stuff to talk about. Just FYI for you, again, head over to computeramerica.com. We'd love to get you in on our contest that happens every Friday. Again, we have all the different we're giving away the Logitech M535 Bluetooth wireless mouse. Yes, I know it's redundant because all Bluetooth is wireless, but we do have that, and we're going to be giving that away to some lucky person. Head over to computeramerica.com and enter in our social media contests, and we could be calling your name this Friday as our winner. All right, we're going to take a short commercial break. Actually, it's not even a commercial break, just a short break, and then going to be right back. Dick DeBartolo, the GizWiz, Mad Magazine's maddest writer, is here to join us. He's got some real fun things to talk about, and we'll get to that right after this short network break. We'll be back. This is the Computer America Show.
Broadcasting live, it's the only national radio talk show on computers to air every weeknight. Computer America, hosted by national columnist Craig Crossman. The first hour's behind us, but there's still more of tech news, tech talk, and your phone calls. We're being beamed nationwide at computeramerica.com. You got computer problems? Bring them on. You're listening to Computer America. Computers run the world, and we run computers. Call us or send us an email to live@computeramerica.com.
Hello and welcome into Hour 2 of the nation's longest-running, nationally syndicated radio talk show on computers. This is the Computer America Show, and I'm your host, Craig Crossman.
And I'm your co-host, Ben.
And we begin in Hour 2 here at the Computer America Show. Again, if you missed the first hour, of course, we had computer technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities. You can download it again. Just go to our archive page, any page. The menu bar, it says archives, and you can download archives from the Blog Talk Radio Network or the Apple's iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher. We have a little problem with SoundCloud, I understand, but we'll get that cleaned up, and we'll be back on SoundCloud. I think we'll make that current again. But all the different places you can listen to the show. Of course, there's also the IRN Radio Network and the TuneIn Radio Network carries our show live. Everything you need to know about where you can listen to Computer America is at the internet home of a radio broadcast, computeramerica.com. Okay, well, that said, let's get to him. He's known as the GizWiz, as well as being Mad Magazine's maddest writer. I love that title. Dick DeBartolo is here. He's here to share some of the gadgets and things that he finds on the internet. He's an official Computer America correspondent who appears here on the show every last Wednesday of the month. Dick, welcome to Computer America. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm just measuring my cheese here. Hang on a minute. 2 feet, 3. Wow, 4 feet.
4 feet of cheese. Wow.
Yeah. And it's just in a cheese Danish.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
Craig's on his way right now. When you tell him the length of your cheese and it is exceedingly impressive, Craig's on his way.
Yeah. Okay. You're a big cheese fan?
I love cheese. Absolutely.
Okay.
There are some cheeses out there which I don't like. Come on, let's face it. Now, some of them can get pretty odoriferous, but for the most part, I do like cheese. I tend to like milder cheeses like mozzarella and Swiss cheese and that type of thing. But
Oh, okay.
But
that's good of you.
Yes.
Very. Wow.
He had the little room shot there. Okay. You'll be here all night. Again, now if you want to follow along, head over to computeramerica.com and or just go to the website gizwiz.biz. And click on the banner that says non-paid lackey fun on Computer America, and you can see all the things that we're going to be talking to Dick about on today's show. You kind of follow along. Of course, if you're watching our live video stream too, Ben also will be able to display the website for you to watch as well. So I assume all is well, Dick. Before we
yes, it is. I was a very happy camper because I got my boat out today and just wanted a quick trip up the Hudson. I didn't want to be late for the show, so. But it's the first time it's been on the water, actually on the Hudson this year, and it's running fine. So I'm happy.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start off with a light that's light enough to travel. This is interesting, called the Premier LED Desk Lamp.
Yeah, this is really neat. And I read a survey from on one of the business websites that about 70% of all people who travel, not just business people, like a hotel room to have a desk and a desk lamp. Because even if you're not a business person, you bring your electronics with you, and chances are you're going to send out some emails. And last time I was out at CES, actually the time before, I stayed at what used to be the Hilton next to the convention center, and it's now Westgate. And they have no desks and no desk lamps. So all you can do is sit on a chair, balance your laptop on your lap, and sit under a floor lamp to try to see what you're doing. So I started researching travel lights, and I found this thing on Amazon. It's called Prima, P-R-E-M-E-R. And it's really neat. It folds up. When it's totally folded up, it almost looks like one of those wands the TSA or a store runs over you as you're exiting and the alarm goes off. But it unfolds into a very decent desk lamp. It has a little push button. Actually, it's I believe heat sensitive. So touch it once, it's low. Touch it twice, medium, and the third time you touch it, it's high, which is 950 lumens. So it's nice and bright. And 3 power sources. You can run it from AC, little adapter they send you. It has a 1800 milliamp battery built in, so it can run 6 to 8 hours on its own with no cord whatsoever. And also it has a USB cable, so you can plug it into your laptop and run it from your laptop. And the neat thing is, I paid $28 for it. I'm just going to go to the link now because I think it's even gone down. Let me just take a quick look, and it is $28. So, and it's let me see, is it Prime? Yeah, it's Prime. So if you're Prime member, free shipping. So I think it's a real convenient way. And the other thing is, I use it in my bedroom as my bedroom lamp on the nightstand. But if there's a power outage, you can also use it as an emergency light and get 6 to 8 hours of light to walk around the house. So I think it's a multi-purpose device.
Right, and Ben, if you're watching the video, is actually playing your video right now where you're demonstrating the lamp. And
oh, great! Yeah, super.
And how that works. And again, inexpensive, $27.99 from Amazon, and nice. Looks really nice, very handy.
It is really well engineered. Yeah, it's. I like it. I like it.
Yeah. Dick, do me a favor and tap your microphone. I want to make sure that your mic is active. You see, that's not working. I think we're hearing you on your microphone from your computer. Your
really?
Mic, yeah, we're hearing.
Oh, you know what? You know, you're absolutely right. Hang on a second. You're also seeing me on.
Well, we're seeing you fine, but.
You're seeing me on my regular webcam. Where are the? Let's see.
On the very top of the Google's Hangout.
Yeah,
little gear cog there.
Webcam. I'm going to go over to the Logitech, and then I'm going to go to
the microphone.
That should do it now, right?
Oh yes, you sound a lot better.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You know, I wonder why it got out of those settings from the last time I was on the show.
Anyhow, you sound a lot better, and you look a lot better. So
all right. Well, now there's nothing left.
Yeah.
Is there a smell button here that I can press?
I certainly hope not.
Because I smell good. No, I smell good too.
Okay, good.
I went from the marina to the gym. So there you go. Okay.
So tell us about this next device. The charges 4 devices using just one AC plug.
Yeah, this is really neat. What I like about this is there are a lot of these compact devices, but when you plug it in, it covers both outlets. So this Satachi device plugs into the lower outlet. Again, in a hotel, plug it into the lower outlet, and now you've taken up one outlet because you plugged it in, but now you have two AC outlets, and then you have two 2.4 amp USB charging ports. So you can charge your phone and your tablet at the same time, and you still have two AC outlets to plug in other devices. And the list is $25, and that on Amazon, I believe, I saw it for $19.99. So it's under $20.
Very cool. And
Yeah.
again,
Oh, you know what? I'm llooking at my own. I'm looking at my own notes. I think it's even cheaper now. I think it's $15. Let me just go there.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
$15.
Yeah. Yep.
And Ben is actually showing, but these really come in handy, as you say, if you do a lot of traveling, because you never know what you're going to find at the hotel room or.
No, absolutely, because sometimes you go in and if they have a mini refrigerator, that takes up one plug. Then they have the desk lamp plugged in. Then they have the TV plugged in. So even though there are some outlets, they're often filled already. So this is an easy way to add outlets. And even the prongs in the back pop off. So if you want it to be totally flat in your luggage, you can do that. So it's a clever idea.
Right. Yeah. Very much so. And we've actually used them here for our the entryway right next to the front door. Where most people have like a key table or a key basket or what have you. I have friends that come over all the time. It's like, hey, can I go to your computer? Can I plug in my phone? And I'm like, don't touch my computer. I love that thing. I don't like you that much. But having one of these just somewhere in the house, not even for travel, but just somewhere in the house.
Yeah, no,
it
you're
gives
right.
people that spare USB port.
Well, you could usually put it on the front porch, and then they don't even have to come in the house.
There you go.
Stay outside.
You
But
just
you can
crank the
do
window
that.
open a little bit. It's like, hey, how you doing out there? Yeah.
Call
I like
me on
that.
my phone.
Definitely, I like that. So from outlets, and obviously we have a travel thing going on, but now we go over to sound advice. And a lot of software out there will help you edit photos, will help you make movies and stuff like that. But what is sound advice?
It's called Sound Soap, and Sound Soap really came to my rescue with the newer smartphones have reversed one of the wires in the jack for microphones. And so up to the Galaxy S4, I could use this Audio Technica mic that I've been using for years now. And in the Galaxy S5, this wiring change took place. And you can buy a little dongle that reverses the wires or corrects the wiring for old microphones. It's like 2 months since I had shot any videos, and I totally forgot that I'm supposed to have this little dongle between my Galaxy S6 and my Audio Technica mic. And by not having that dongle in there, it not only lets you use the microphone that's plugged in, but it also leaves on the microphone built into the phone. And so there was so much background noise, and this was at a PepCom event. So there was tons of background noise. And a PepCon event is only 4 hours long. So I had taped these 2 videos for the GizWiz show, and I thought, I'm just dead. I cannot play these on the air. And I started doing some research, and at first I tried to do Audacity, which you can do for free. And it was, you copied the soundtrack off, and then I was so lost after 45 minutes.
It's pretty complicated.
It's very complicated. So then I read about Sound Soap. And also, at the bottom, you can usually find out that if you're a blogger, you can try it. And I emailed the guy and said, I don't know if you know my work at all, but I'd love to try Sound Soap because I have an immediate problem. And it was one of those bizarre coincidences. The guy emailed me back like in an hour and said, not only do I know who you are, but the company I worked for was the company that used to be in the building that Leo Laporte moved in, his whole Twit network.
Small world.
Yes, yes. So anyway, so he sent me a link to try this, and I just hit auto because I needed these videos the next afternoon, and I had to put the whole show together, and I just hit clean this up as best you can, and it did a job good enough that I did use them on the show. You can hear some whooshing sounds in the background, but it brought the audio from the original mic that I was holding to the foreground enough that you can hear everything that's said. So that was a godsend.
I didn't Sound Soap used to be made by Bias?
Yes.
They made the Peak product, Bias Peak.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is so funny, Greg, is Craig, is that he said I used to work for Bias, and we were in the building that Leo Laporte moved into. So I think the guy started his own company now.
Yeah,
and
because Bias went under, you know.
Yes, Bias went under, and maybe he rescued one of these products, or maybe this is his own. His company is called SoundThisLLC.com.
Because Bias Peak was actually a very sophisticated. It was quite expensive in the Mac. It was like $600, and it was a very sophisticated audio editing program. It did some amazing things, and then when it went bye-bye, you know, for a while there, I said, you know, what am I going to do? But there are a number of products out there that you can use now on the Mac platform. I use something called Sound Studio, which is nice, you know. But the point is, the Bias Peak was really for audio professionals, and it was sad to see them go. They just couldn't make it work, I guess.
I guess not. Well, you know, so much free stuff came along in the meantime, but for me, this just worked out well because it was just trouble free. You go into it, you say open this file, and then you just hit auto, and then you just save the new file under a different name, and you have the cleaned up soundtrack.
It really does clean it up quite a bit.
Yeah.
I have used it. I haven't used it since because I thought it was orphaned, but now it's nice to know that it is back again.
It's $80 as a plug-in if you're using one of the professional video editing things,
right?
And $150 for the whole standalone program.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, it's nice to see that he was able to resurrect that product.
Yes, and save my video. Save my video.
Okay. All right. Well, we move along from software to clothing.
Mosquito wear. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. For those of you who aren't familiar with Hammacher Schlemmer, one of the venerable gadget stores located in New York City. I remember as a kid loving to go into Hammacher Schlemmer because they had all these cool gadgets and things that you couldn't find anywhere else. And they're still at their same location. I think for all the years they're still there. Of course, their big thing now, of course, is their catalog that you can find some amazing things. But they've been. I was just watching the movie with Tom Hanks, Joe versus the Volcano, where he goes into a Hammacher Schlemmer to buy a lot of his gadgets. So they've been around for a long time. So what are they?
A long time. Well, you know what? Back when I was writing the Match Game, which started in the mid-'60s, I would go to Hammacher Schlemmer once a week because Goodson Todman was in the Seagram building, which was 54th and Park, and Hammacher Schlemmer was on 54th and Lexington, so it was like 6 blocks away. And there I saw my first microwave oven. It was like the chamber was big enough to make like 2 cupcakes. You know, and the woman said, "Would you like to see me bake a cupcake in 40 seconds?" And I said, "Well, how is that possible?" She said, "Well, with it." And this thing was like a lead brick with a door in it, a little, you know, Mickey Mouse door in it, because back then they really didn't know much about, I guess, how to contain the radiation, and they were probably super powerful.
What year was that? Because I remember the very first microwave was a Manna. They made the radar range from a Manna.
Okay, so it could have been 62.
In the 60s. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And then they also had the first plasma TV,
Wow.
and it was $30,000.
Yeah.
That was hanging from the ceiling. You could get a suntan from it. I mean, the heat from this unit. But they had the first of everything.
And they always seem to get the first.
They do. And so now the question is fashion over function. So they have this new line of mosquito wear to protect you from mosquitoes that is quite bizarre looking, and you can buy these sleeves that cover your hands. You can buy pants that go over your pants, and it's netting but totally enclosed at both ends, so your fingers are actually inside this netting.
Wow.
I mean, if I was going into the jungle, I wouldn't mind being seen wearing any one of these, but I don't even think I want to wear one of these in my backyard. But the only reason I'm putting it out here is that if you really are worried about the Zika virus and you're in an area where there are mosquitoes, this is a possible solution. They range from $20 to $60.
Yeah.
You can buy a hoodie with a mask that covers your entire face. Actually, covers your entire body down to your waist. And then below that, you can wear the mosquito net pants, and you can wear your mosquito net gloves, and then you're pretty much set.
You make a real fashion statement, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's almost lingerie for your arms. They're looking good.
You know what? That's a good. I would sell them that. I think.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a good idea.
Lingerie for your arms.
Lingerie for your arms.
Well, okay. Well, moving out from the wild Amazonian forest, we move back to the spring PepCom event that took place in New York City.
Exactly. This is one of the two videos that I need to get cleaned up. It's a new action cam called TACT, T-H-T-T, and the company's called Wasp Cam. And what's neat about the Wasp Cam is it's 1080p. The camera is waterproof down to 98 feet, but the price point is amazing. I'll tell you the other features and then the price point. There's a 1.5-inch LCD viewing screen on the back.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with a wrist remote to start and stop the video or to snap photos. It comes with a mount for your bike, for your helmet. It comes with 2 little built-in LED lights. And it comes with a tripod mount adapter, and it's under $200.
Now, is this meant to compete with things like the GoPro?
That's exactly right. That's exactly what they're doing. Is 1080p at 30 frames, 12 megapixel camera, built-in Wi-Fi, and as the guy said, no under $200 action cam has a built-in viewfinder, but this one does.
Oh.
And the video from it's pretty decent. I just shot some stuff in the backyard to look at, and the video they have on their website is great.
Yeah, Ben was just showing the video.
Yeah.
Right. The moment you said, yeah, we just took in the backyard and shot some stuff, I was like, oh, so he's using it as an in-action camera. That's nice.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, I am. That's exactly right.
And
we had your video, but like I was watching the video, but I wasn't really watching the video. I was more listening to the audio because you said that was one of the ones that you worked with SoundSoap with.
Yes, you could not hear what that man was saying, and you could pretty much hear what he was saying, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the video that you have up now. I mean, obviously people are going to tell. It's like, is he using the wrong microphone? But you can still hear what he's saying.
Yeah, exactly. So it went from being unusable to saying, "Oh, they compressed it, did something with this video, but I know what they're talking about."
Right.
which is just what I which
Very
worked.
cool.
Yeah, worked for me.
Yeah. Very
And then they also make something called a Power Stubby, which is coming out very shortly, and that's a grip for this cam or any cam. You can use it on a GoPro if you have it, and basically that is a 5200 milliamp battery built into a handle that your camera attaches to, and then there's a very short USB cable that comes with it, so you can go from the Power Stubby to your camera, whatever brand it is, and power it for 6 or 8 hours. Or since it's a USB plug on the side of the stubby, you can actually just use it to charge anything that you're carrying with you if you're not using it for your camera at the time.
Very cool. Very cool. And inexpensive, about $80.
$80.
Exactly. All right, Ben and I are doing are talking to Dick DeBartolo, the GizWiz, and again, head over to GizWiz.biz, click on the non-paid Lackey Fund on Computer America, and you can follow along all the different things that we're talking about. In this next item, we're going to be talking about a very small clock radio with really big features.
Yeah, this is very clever, and the guys really invented this for upscale hotels, and the response to it was so big, with people asking at the hotel, where do you get that clock, that they decided to put it into the consumer market. So it's a very small digital clock with great big numerals on it. The top of the clock has induction charging if you have a cell phone. You can just lay it on top. Then built into the side of the clock are 3 little pop-out cables, USB, micro, lightning connector, and on the other side of the clock is the legacy 30-pin connector for older Apple products. And then there are also 2 USB charging ports in the back. So if you're traveling with a ton of electronics, you could conceivably be charging 6 things at one time with this little clock. Also, the Bluetooth speaker, the speaker in the clock is Bluetooth, so you can also stream your music directly into the clock and use it as your wake up or music system while you're traveling. It's a little on the expensive side. It's $180 with Qi charging, and $150 if you don't need the Qi charging option.
The Qi charging is the wireless charging stand.
The wireless charging. Just lay your phone on top of the device. I think Apple products don't have it, but a lot of companies make Apple cases that have Qi charging built into it. So there is a way to have Qi charging with an Apple phone if you buy one of these optional cases.
You know, we're kind of speculating, but we're thinking with the new iPhone 7, it's going to have wireless charging built in. So,
but of course, knowing Apple, that's going to be their own unique standard.
Yes.
That's better than everyone's.
You know, it's so funny. I love all the things about the doom saying about Apple. This is the first time ever they lost money. But when you hear the sums, you think, what? Why is anybody worried? You know, I don't have them in front of me. It was something like, well, they expected to make $55 billion and they only made $51 billion. They're going to be out on the street and but they sold what, 50,000 less units than they want. I don't know, but they're selling millions of units and they're making millions of dollars.
Yeah, I don't think we have to worry.
No.
About Apple at this point. Yeah, exactly. We can always start a.
Well, you know, if Apple ever becomes too depressed with the headlines, they can go buy their own country and still have money left over. So
that's true. That's true.
Now, do you have one of these? Would you use one of these clocks?
You know what? It's so funny because I got one yesterday. The guy said, you know, you did a video, but you never heard it for yourself. Tell us what you think. So I haven't gotten to play with it yet.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Okay. And what is it? Black? Looks like it's a black color.
You can get it either black or white. You know, if you're have white everything iPad, you can get a white clock, or you can get black. I always like things in black. I think it looks ticky.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Do you have it? Just out of curiosity, do you have an iPhone, or do you have what phone do you?
No, I'm all Android.
Okay.
I have a Galaxy 5 that I use as my phone, and I have a Galaxy 6 that I use as my video camera.
Well, you should check out the S7.
And the S7 you're going to use
Leo Laporte over at Tech Guy said that right now that's his absolute favorite phone.
Yeah, you know, it's like the favorite of the month. Between Apple and Samsung, they go back and forth, back and forth. You know, sometimes Apple comes up with something new and it's the greatest, and then Samsung comes up with their thing, and then that's good. So you know, but that's nice because the winner at the end is the consumer. I mean, because
absolutely, I think that's an excellent point.
Now, when we come back, we're going to have our big eye on you because we actually had them on the show. We had the CEO talking about the big eye robot. We're going to take a break. Dick DeBartolo will continue on with us. This is the Computer America Show. We will be right back. Please stay with us. Hi, this is Craig Crossman, host of the Computer America Show. Long before Vistaprint asked me to tell you about them, my wife and I have been using Vistaprint for years, making business cards, having the Computer America logo placed on the polo shirts we use at conventions like CES, even printing a business card for our personal lives with our home address and phone number. In fact, Vistaprint offers tons of custom products for home and office needs, and Vistaprint absolutely guarantees you'll love their products every time, or they will make it right. In fact, they'll give you 500 business cards for just $9.99 when you enter my promo code Craig at checkout. Just go to their website at www.vistaprint.com and see how easy it is to design your own stuff using their web-based custom design service. Remember to use my code Craig and save up to 50% over their regular pricing. So don't wait. Go to vistaprint.com and order today. Looking for a best friend? Brother Wolf Animal Rescue has your best friend waiting just for you. The mission of Brother Wolf Animal Rescue is to help build a sustainable, no-kill community where no dogs or cats are ever killed for population control, where true euthanasia is reserved only for animals who are irremediably suffering or for animals who are truly a threat to society and with no hope of rehabilitation. Brother Wolf's staff and volunteers go door to door, neighborhood by neighborhood, to educate citizens about local resources available for at-risk pets and to help their families connect with those resources. Brother Wolf's community-based approach to no-kill helps keep family pets healthy, happy, and in their homes and out of the local shelter system in the first place. For more information or to make a tax-deductible donation to this wonderful 501c3 organization, visit their website at www.bwar.org. Help to realize Brother Wolf's vision when no animal is euthanized for lack of a home.
Who's a good boy?
And you think zombies have back doors on their coffins. Hi, I'm Marty Winston with a News Tips Bulletin Review for Computer America. This time, the cooler duet. When we lived up in the blizzard belt, there wasn't any hurry about finding ways to beat the heat on the porch or patio. But summer temperatures now we're down in the south hit early. So we were glad that we got in a cooler home duet evaporative cooler for review. It's a nice little tower with a swivel at the base and a second swiveling section nearer the top. The combo lets you point its two jets towards same or different places. You fill a gallon of drinkable water in the bottom, plug it in, turn it on, set the fan speed, and optionally activate its misting mini droplet spray. Yes, to a good extent, it feels like an outdoor air conditioner. So bottom line, it's cool how cooler gets you cooler. Marty Winston, News Tips Bulletin for Computer America.
Welcome back to the Computer America Show. Yes, 33 minutes past the hour. We are here with Dick DeBartolo, and the whole hour talking about all these great gadgets and tech that he finds at convention shows and just over the course of the month. Always, please go check him out over at Dick's site. We have links over on our website to his site, but GizWiz.biz and of course Computer America Lackey right there. Unpaid Computer America Lackey. So, and yeah, find everything that we're talking about, all the relevant links, all the Amazon links. Dick has obviously done all the work for you. So, very, very simple and concise. And yeah, we just finished up with the Cube. It sounds like you just got your hands on that. So obviously you're gonna, be playing with that, with its big, lovely, classic interface screen. So something to be said for that. And now we move on to, as Craig said before the break, a company called, or at least a product called the Big Eye from a company, NX Robo. That's it. So yeah, and we actually had them on the show. I want to say a week ago.
Yeah,
it was a very, very interesting show just to hear about, just kind of what their plans for this thing.
We had Dr. Tin Loon Lam, who was on the show. He's the CEO of NX Robo, and we interviewed him back on Monday, the 11th of this month.
That's what it was.
Yeah. Dick? Oh, you're muted. We can't hear you. You have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, I did. I had a sneeze and I forgot to go back. No, I had such high hopes for this, and I'll tell you the reason why. Is at CES there was a butler robot that is actually now in use in several LA hotels. And this butler is, if you call room service and you need towels, the butler, they put towels in him. He's hollow, so he has a big cavity. They put the towels in him. They program him. He knows how to use the elevator. On my website you can there's a video there to the LA Times, which did a wonderful video of this guy going around delivering. And then when he gets off the elevator, he calls your room and says that he's going to be outside your door in 10 seconds. And then he stands outside your door, and you open the lid and you take out whatever you want. They can send anything up there that fits inside the cavity there. So when I saw that there was going to be the Big Eye there, I thought, oh, I can't wait to do some videos of him carrying stuff. And so you can perhaps tell me, they only had one example at PepCom. I said, what can he do? And she said, well, if you wanted to watch the football game at 7, the Big Eye at 7 o'clock would go into your living room, turn on your TV, and get the channel that the football game is on. But she did say, in June, if you're going to mid-year CES, there'll be a much better demo. So he was not doing much at PepCom, but maybe what the big plan is for him.
Well, it was an interesting interview, and I didn't want to say things like, how is he doing things? He was relying on the Internet of Things. He could turn things on, turn things off, adjust things when you set them up.
Yes, see that's what disappointed me is when I saw him, I thought he has no arms, he has no cavity to carry something, he has no screen.
I'm sorry, when you first looked at him, I thought he was a waste receptacle.
It looked exactly like a waste receptacle.
Yeah, okay.
And the front of it where the Big Eye is looks like what you push on to drop stuff inside him.
Yeah.
Trust me, Craig said that exact thing to the doctor. So
okay.
I'm sorry. I got to the point where I just said, did it remind you? Because if you go to Google and you type in waste
dome top trash cans, they're all over the place.
They're all over the place. It's just like them, And I said,
but but to speak a little bit to I guess what his plan was over the course of the interview, we got from that this is obviously a pretty early prototype. It's the beginning stages of what they hope the Big Eye is going to be, and they hope it's going to be the helper around the house, where if you need to tell someone something, it will save it, and it can even recognize people by their faces. So it's going to know who, tell Dad, blah blah blah. and it's going to be able to save that just very natural speaking, like wait until it sees Dad, or actually go find Dad, and be able to tell it's him by his face, and then tell them the message. Or it will turn television on. It will interact with your AC. So it's like, hey, Big Eye, I'm feeling a little hot, and through the Internet of Things, it will be able to turn down your AC. They're hoping that it's going to be kind of your interface for the smart connected home, and just kind of your little helper around the house.
Okay. It just also, did he tell you the price?
Yeah, I think we got into that. It's pricey.
Yeah, they told me the pre-order price is going to be $699, and then when it's in the marketplace, $1,000.
I think they said they're taking this to Kickstarter, I think.
Yeah, or Indiegogo, something like that. But it has to do more than carry a message for you. That's my feeling anyway. I mean, I'm sure they put a lot of thought into this, and they have a lot of plans for it. But right now, it
needs work.
It needs work. Yes.
What did you think of the aesthetics of it? Because I heard he mentioned that they wanted to make it very friendly, and it had like a special. To me, it looked like kind of like carpet fabric, but what was actually covering the robot?
It looks like vinyl. Like some sort of a leatherette kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very noisy in there, and I think he said hello, but I couldn't quite hear it.
And he blinks too, like an eye.
He blinks. He comes over and blinks, but I know the people have their heart and soul in this, and probably a lot of money. But I thought, boy, this is not ready for prime time.
That was the feeling I was getting. It was just not ready for prime.
Well, it's again prototype for the Kickstarter campaign.
Yep.
Now they have to go get the funding, and like you said, they have lots of big ideas, but implementing them, they obviously have not started that yet.
Yeah.
Right.
And give him some arms. I want him to carry stuff.
That's a go. Yeah, exactly.
Just a little tray right around the middle.
Yeah, exactly. A wearable tray. There you go.
All right, now we all like mystery boxes, but this next one I was kind of scratching my head. What is the tech mystery box or boxes?
Well, you know what? I kept getting this email from iTech Deals, and I've bought some stuff from iTech Deals, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to buy a box of, and what it is, basically you pay $20, and it's a box of tech accessories, mystery tech accessories.
Okay.
The thing is, the picture they have on their website, if you go to GizWiz.biz and click on the Computer America show.
It's overflowing.
Yes, there are 3 Beats headphones in it. So Beats headphones are what, $150 each?
They're expensive.
Yeah, about $150. And then there's like a jam box in the back.
I see that.
There's a tablet. And I thought, gosh, for $20, I'm going to buy it, and then on the GizWiz show with my co-host OMG Ted, we'll open the stuff, and then Chad will look up on Amazon the price of each thing. And then I read some of the reviews, and one woman said, I ordered 2 boxes, and they sent me 2 boxes with the exact same thing in both boxes. So what I did to make it a little fairer for my audience was I bought 2 boxes 10 days apart.
Okay.
And only 3 of the items were duplicates. The problem is it's not like a ripoff, but it's not good either, because like I got a GPS holder for the car. I don't have a GPS. I don't have a car. I got an external battery charger that looked pretty decent, and we found it online for $8. There was a Swiss Tech LED light that attaches to a tool. That was sort of okay. There was some 30-pin connectors. Who needs them anymore? it was, you know, like I said, it was not one of those things where you opened it up and it was stuffed with just paper, but there was literally nothing that I can use. There was a selfie stick, which I love because it's called the wireless selfie stick, and as you can even see in the picture, there's a big wire on it that goes from the stick to inside your phone. I don't know how wireless that is. Then a couple of just wrapped up cables. One of them is a 30-pin Apple Legacy cable.
In
reality, I threw $40 away.
Right. I've heard of stuff like this, but this sounds like a spin on the idea of for gamers that they call them like gaming packages or what have you, and it's full of like swag that you subscribe to a service, and like every month for like $15 a month they'll send you a box, and like on the label it says you're gonna get more MSRP than you're spending for the box in general. But when you get it, it's like things that would have been on the shelf a year ago, and now like someone bought them all wholesale, mixed them all together, and is now kind of shipping them all out. Like they're making, like it's very clear where they're making their money from. And sometimes, hey, you might just get something good because they were on store shelves at one point, but it's never going to be like, oh, I just hit the lottery. I just got $1,000 worth of swag for $20.
Yes, and it's funny that you said you won the lottery, because evidently, and I did remember seeing that in the complaints about it, saying that why in the world do they picture all that great stuff in that box? And then someone else commented, at least they took out the picture of the money in the box. And I do remember seeing one of their ads, and I was thinking, why, if you're paying to buy something, why would they send money back in the box? So evidently, the box that they use in their current ads was even more deceptive in the past.
Right.
So, like I said, I've bought stuff from them. I'll still buy stuff from them, but it's way better there was like a beautiful leather case in there, but it was for a Nokia something, like you said, that was out 4 years ago. So it's a beautiful leather case for somebody who happens to have that phone that hasn't been made in the past 4 years. So
this is the brilliant marketing technique of someone who says, all right, well, at Amazon we have all this stuff, and when this happens at Amazon, like a phone case from 4 years ago, they'll mark it down 89%, 93%, and sell it for pennies. And some brilliant marketing guy's like, okay, let's take all this crap, put it in these boxes, call it a mystery prize, and people pay $20 to take our crap off of our hands. It's good. It's just good marketing.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. I won't do it again, but it was fun opening the box. And there was one. First, I thought I had something. There was an iCai FM radio in there, and when I picked the box up, I thought, oh my God, the box is empty. But then when I opened the box, the radio is in there. The plastic is so thin, it weighs nothing. I mean, I could crumple this radio up in my hand. I didn't bother putting batteries in it or anything because God knows what the sound is like. But it's one of those things where when you first open it, I thought, oh, this is a good deal. And then when you take out the last piece of junk, you go, this was a crappy deal. So, and it's not on there all the time, but it's itechdeals.com. And if you go there a couple times a month, they throw it up every once in a while.
This sort of reminds me of this, but it's really not the same thing. But I just came to mind when you remember they used to sell these boxes with these really bizarre products that didn't really exist, and it was.
Oh yes.
What was it called?
Those are like the joke gift boxes.
Yeah.
They were very. That was very funny. They were very funny.
There was nothing in them, but
like the shower and brew coffee maker.
Yes, there you go. That was a perfect example.
Yeah.
That you could make coffee in the shower. The most lethal combination that one could come up with.
But it was kind of funny, at least.
They were fun. Yes, exactly. And they were $5, and it was a wonderful, and it was a fun way to put in like a gift that wasn't a killer gift, but the person was relieved that the shower coffee pot wasn't in the box. It was just a
Do
scarf.
they still make those? I don't know. They still
No,
make.
I don't know. I've not seen them in a very long time.
I don't know. Anyway, all right. Then we segue off to the luxury technology show. I didn't realize it was a luxury technology show, but
Yeah, the luxury technology show is great. It's a very small show. It's the show where 2 years ago, and I'm sure I talked about it on the air, there was an airplane at the show, an airplane that could hold 5 people, and it was the airplane that if there was an emergency.
Oh yes,
you, yes. You used a parachute, but not for yourself. It was a parachute for the entire airplane.
Yes.
So that you fired this thing, and it opened a section of the roof, and it shot a parachute up in the air big enough to lower the airplane and the 5 people. So they didn't have an airplane, but they had something new from Yamaha, their new top-of-the-line Wave Runner. I love it. It's called something with stadium seating. You can order it so that there's one seating configuration where you can take 3 people out skiing. And you're sitting on a 250 horsepower injected 4-cylinder engine, and Alan Cullen, the communications for Yamaha, said you go. It's close to 70 miles an hour. It's like 69 point, 69 point something. And I said, what do you do if you have more than when 3 people are on it? And he said it's pretty much still the same speed. So. It's really good looking. It's really powerful, and they have a new propulsion system on it where one handlebar is forward, the other handlebar is reverse, and then when you just let go, the Wave Runner just stops in the water. So it's kind of a
like a dead man switch,
like a dead man's throttle.
Yeah, exactly.
Off,
it's not going to keep going. It's going to
exactly.
Which is what you want. You don't want to in the middle of the ocean and watch your Wave Runner go.
Yes, you do want that exactly.
Yeah.
So it has a 100-mile range, but they're expensive. The one at the show was almost $16,000.
Oh.
And they have models, I think, down to about $11,000.
They don't include the dead man switch with that model.
No, that's right. You have to just keep swimming and getting out of the water.
Right, exactly.
Okay. A little voice said, "Too bad you didn't spend $2,000 more."
All right. It would be waiting here for you. So Turtle Beach, a company I hadn't heard from in a while, but a venerable company with their audio and video products. Evidently, they have now a pair of speakers, it looks like.
Yeah. This is a very interesting thing. It's also the luxury technology show, very expensive, but considering the cost of hearing aids, which are $4,000 and $5,000, this is a very interesting concept. It's called the Hypersound Clear Audio System, and it's 2 speakers, very thin, like probably less than an inch thin, and a control box that hooks up to the back of your audio system for your TV. And then you aim them, right and left speaker, you aim them at wherever a person who has trouble hearing is sitting. And only that person will hear the sound coming over those 2 speakers.
Wow.
So consequently, they can be hearing the sound very loud, whereas the people sitting right next to him on either side will hear just the normal audio that they have control over. And they had a little demo. Basically, the guy said, "You see the TV there?" I said, "Yes." He said, "That TV is on and playing." He said, "If you want to hear the show, just sit in the very center of that couch. And as you stand there, you hear nothing. But as you lower yourself down and get to seat level, you suddenly hear the program." So it's quite interesting, and this technology is obviously or evidently in use at about 1,000 Best Buy stores, where they are using it to demonstrate video games. So when you walk up to the TV that is playing the video game, two little overhead speakers are pointed at where the person would be standing. They can hear the audio from the game, but no one else in the store can. And when that person walks away, they won't hear it either. So it's really interesting that you can beam sound exactly where you want it. And as I said, this is way up there in price. It's $1,675. But if you have money and you don't want to wear earphones while you watch TV, or you don't want to have a hearing aid, this is a way to have your TV and not bother anybody else in the room.
Do you see, and you actually experienced it, and it sounds too good to be true. Just hearing about it. Do you see this actually having an application in someone's home? Like if someone says, my wife is always yelling at me to turn it down, or just turn that off and blah blah blah. Could this be the answer to someone's solution?
You know what? I would think that if they could come out with some kind of economy model, they have to. This is my own thinking is they have to get it down to like $700 or $800 for people to consider it. But it definitely works, and I see more a commercial use for this. Like in a museum, it would be interesting if you could walk up to a painting. Maybe they could have an X on the floor, a little bit off to the side, if you wanted someone to explain what the painting was, and you wouldn't have to carry a machine or rent a machine or carry your phone. You would just walk up, stand on the red X, and the narrator would tell you about the painting. And the second you walk 3 steps away, it's silent again. So I see a real commercial use for this, unless you have tons of money for this kind of device.
Right. Yeah.
But it works.
The whole commercial use. I mean, I know that go to zoos or museums or what have you, and like I don't know if they stopped doing this, but they used to have headphones with like a little 3.5 millimeter jack that used to kind of plug your headphones into, and it had a tape on loop. So something like this.
Oh, I see. You would walk up to a wall jack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You just plug it in. But yeah.
In a movie theater where everybody in the theater is hearing different audio directed. I don't know why you would want to do that, but.
Well, that would be a little hard because you'd have to have all the different movies on the screen, so that makes it a little tricky.
A little strange.
Right.
Or the same movie with different audio going on.
Oh, you could do that. Yeah. You could have the Spanish section.
That's right.
They
would hear Spanish.
Being Spanish, and you could have an Asian section.
Yeah,
that would work.
Okay. But very cool directed sound technology. I know it's been out for a while. I know. I think I first heard about it when Yamaha came with their sound bars for TVs. They were talking about you could have surround sound without having the speakers behind you.
Yes. Well, you know what? When I went up to meet Dr. Bose it's called the Mountain where Bose is, they had they took us into one of the labs, and the guy said, "I'm going to show you how to make sound appear that it's coming wherever you want. Pick a corner of this room," and you say, "Okay, that corner." And the guy said, "All right, I will now play a song from that corner." And they fidget with some dials, and you swear that there's a speaker up there.
Yeah.
And it's using computers that knows the amount of delay to a person's ear, that if the sound was it's really amazing what they can do.
Math.
I hate to break it to you, but there really was a speaker there. They were just fooling you.
No, they actually did it with their first surround sound, where you went in and they had speakers all around the place, and then as the video keeps playing, they turn the lights up a little, and the guy walks up to each speaker, takes it off the wall, turns it around. It's a box. Next one, it's an empty box, and you're thinking, Are you kidding me? Everything is coming from the TV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dick, we're pretty much out of time.
Okay, very good.
What you're up to? Because we
let's see. Get the new issue of ARP. There, finally, the article about the 7 people at MAD who have been working there for 50 years or more, and I'm in that. And next issue of MAD, I have a takeoff on the lumber liquidators debacle.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Well, Dick, again, thank you so much for being
Okay,
with us. Stay with us to the end, please. And tomorrow we're going to have Gary.
60 seconds.
Gary MK is going to be joining us. He's the founder and chief content officer for Tech 50 Plus, which is a website for technology-oriented people who are over or 50 and over.
I met him at the show.
Yeah, he's going to be one of our correspondents now. He's agreed to be here on the last Thursday of every month. And so Gary MK going to be joining us in the first hour. And then the second hour, again, computer and technology news brought to you by Slimware Utilities, the official optimization software of Computer America. Again, thank you all so much. Thanks again, Dick, for being with us. And Ben and I will see you same time, same place, same station. So until tomorrow afternoon, this is Craig Crossman hoping that your hard disk never becomes floppy. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.
10 seconds. Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Okay, again, everybody, thank you so much for watching.
Thank you. Hey, Craig, did you have your camera on today?
No, my camera's not on.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I only have a star where you know.
Well, because I am a star, but no, not on today. I'm on the road, so I didn't want the background to show up. So.
Okay.
But we'll be back in a little bit. But again, Dick, thank you so much for being here with us. We'll see you next month. Okay.
Okay. Talk to you then. Bye. Bye, Ben.
Bye,
Bye. Nice talking to you.